Good afternoon. Welcome back to Near Post Flick On. Let's get straight into it. The top 10 players to watch this Premier League season 2025-26. Of course, we've seen some great signings, some great acquisitions made by some of the top clubs in the league. Yeah, so I just thought I'd put together my top 10 of the players to watch out for this season. Going straight in at number 10 is Haaland. He's already gotten off to a flyer already. Scored 2 goals just yesterday. I think he's going to be one of the players to watch this season. Of course, last season he kind of I don't know. I think he had a great start and then he just kind of fizzled out nearer the end of the season. So hopefully this will be another good season for Haaland. Of course, he was top scorer in the past couple of seasons, barring last season. So yeah, I'm expecting Haaland to be right up there, and he's going to have to be. He's going to have to be right up there with the best of them this year to give City any chance of maintaining any pace with or keeping up the pace with Liverpool. So Haaland at number 10. Going in at number 9 is Mbeumo. So Brian Mbeumo's made the switch from Brentford to Manchester United. Of course, Spurs were interested in the player, but he's gone off to Manchester United, and I think, to be honest, I think it's gonna make a difference in that Amarin squad. To be honest with you, I think it's gonna make a difference. I think it's a very very good buy for Man United. And in recent times, I hate to say it, Man United has become a grave of players that go there, with high expectations, and when they get to Man United, they never deliver. I don't need to name the players. We all know who some of the players are that have gone to Manchester United in high hopes, and they haven't lived up to expectations. Okay, I'll name one or two. You can you can look at players like Mount and maybe Jadon Sancho as well. They haven't really lived up to expectations at Manchester United, and I don't really blame the players. I think it's more so the club as opposed to the players. But Mbuemo, I don't know. He just feels like a different gravy. He feels like a different type of player and a different type of mindset. And I think he probably will make a difference. And if he can hit the ground running, which I'm sure he will do, Arsenal are facing United today. So you're going to get to see a good bit of Brian Mbuemo. And not to mention, he's also proven as well. He's a proven player. He's done a lot at Brentford. So I think hopefully he can kind of transfer that type of performance to United colour. So I think Brian Mbuemo is definitely a player to watch out for or this season. Going in at number 8, we've got Kudos, who's moved from West Ham to Spurs. Of course, we watched him play yesterday and he was absolutely brilliant. For me, man of the match. He played fantastically well for Spurs and he's done brilliantly over the course of the pre-season as well. He's definitely a player to watch this season. He's got a bag of tricks on him. I think it's fantastic. And yeah, it's looking like a good signing for Tottenham. And I think he will definitely make a difference. And Tottenham they're definitely going to have a lot of games. Of course, they're back in the Champions League, so you're going to need all your best players performing. And I think he's definitely one to watch this Premier League season in a Tottenham shirt. Going on to number 7, I've got Romero, another Tottenham player. But the reason why I have Romero here is because I think he's going to make a massive difference for Tottenham as well. Most importantly, being the fact that he has been made the captain, so he's now the club captain, of course, after Son's departure. Romero has now been made the club captain. Of course, he's a centre back. Great partnership with Van der Ven. And I think if he can stay fit, Tottenham will go a long way. Tottenham will go a long way. And do you know what? I wouldn't even bet against Tottenham winning a trophy this season again. Maybe not the Premier League, but certainly one of the other cups. And who knows? They may go further in the Champions League. You just never know. They've been in the cup final before. They can do it again. So Christian Romero at number 7. At number 6, he's probably had the biggest drawn-out transfer saga this summer, and that's Isak. Isak, of course, it's rumoured that he doesn't want to play for Newcastle anymore, and the reason why I've got him down as a player to watch, not necessarily in Newcastle colours, but more so if it does end up at Liverpool, I think he'll probably have one of the best seasons ever if he ends up in a Liverpool shirt. If Isak goes over to Liverpool, I think he's going to have a phenomenal season and definitely one of the players to watch. But if he does, do a U-turn and remains at Newcastle, yeah, he's going to be great. But, at Liverpool, that's just a different level. So number 6, I'm saying Isak. Going on to number 5, we've got Gyökeres. Of course, he's made that move from Sporting Lisbon to Arsenal. His record at Sporting Lisbon was, I think, 66 games and 68 goals. Now, that is phenomenal in any league. In any league. So I think if he can hit the ground running, if he gels with the players around him, your Sakas and your Odegaards and what have you, he can really, really make a difference for Arsenal. And as I say, the players are at, well, the teams are around the top 4 that Arsenal are going to be competing with this season. They've all made improvements to their squad. So Arsenal have addressed an issue which has always been an out-and-out striker, a number 9 if you like. It seems like they've gotten their man, and I've always said, Gyökeres over Sesko. And yeah, it seems like they've got their man, and we'll just wait and see what happens. So he's definitely going to be a player to watch this season. If he can just kind of put in those performances and get those goals that he did for Sporting Lisbon, Arsenal are onto a winner. That will definitely go down as one of the better purchases this summer. So going on to number 4, we've got João Pedro, who obviously made the move from Brighton to Chelsea. Again, great acquisition for Chelsea. Chelsea actually made a couple of good signings this season as far as, the attacking players go. Of course, they've got Delap and they've got Pedro, but I think Pedro probably just edges it. So I say look out for Pedro. He's been impressive in pre-season. Of course, we saw what he did in the Club World Cup as well. And I think he's definitely one to watch. I prefer him over Delap, and I prefer him over Nicholas Jackson as well. So Pedro is definitely one to watch. Again, he's got Premier League experience, having played for Brighton, but Chelsea are a different caliber. Chelsea are a different league, and Chelsea have better players, collectively, if you like. And I think they will probably bring out the best in Pedro. I wouldn't be surprised if Pedro is right up there in the top scorers chart, along with Salah and Haaland. But yeah, definitely one to watch for sure. Going on to number 3, we've got Sesko, who's made the switch to Manchester United. The reason why I think he's going to be a player to watch, yeah, he's young. He's very, very young. But I think he definitely will make a difference in that United side as well. Similar case with Mbeumo as well. I think they've made the right purchases, and I think he's more of a natural goal scorer than what they have at the moment. If you look at Man United's forward line, like your Zersky, I'm not even pronouncing his name right, and yeah, what they have at the moment, it's not great. These guys they've had chances, Zersky and the other geezer, what's his name? I think it's Highland. I think yeah, they've had opportunities. They've had opportunities, and they haven't delivered. But I think Sesko is probably the right fit for Man United, and hopefully he delivers as well and doesn't end up like most of the other players that have come through there with high expectations. So okay, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens, but definitely a player to watch. Sesko at number 3. At number 2, I've got Cole Palmer. I think Cole Palmer is going to be phenomenal this season. I mean, he's shown his quality in the summer during the Club World Cup. He's had a good pre-season as well. If he can keep fit, again, this is World Cup year as well, so he's going to want to do exceedingly well. If he wants to get on that plane to the US. But I think yeah, Cole Palmer's going to have a massive say in how Chelsea's season goes. So I'm saying Cole Palmer's going to be a player to watch, quality through and through. And yeah, I just can't wait for him to perform and deliver the best he can. At number 1, I've got Ekitike. Now, I watched him play against Spurs in the UEFA Europa League, and I was, mesmerised by this guy's talent. And I said, if anyone can get him, you're onto a winner. And he's already set the ground in motion. And I think Liverpool bringing him to the side is, fantastic. It's a fantastic buy for Liverpool. And I think he is going to be the player to watch this season. I think he's brilliant, and I definitely think he's definitely better than what they had before. Let's be honest, definitely miles ahead of Darwin Núñez. I don't care what you say. I think he's a better player, and I think he will make a whole heap of difference to Liverpool's charge for the Premier League title this year. So yeah, Ekitike, number 1 player to watch. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you very much.